Hey, happy hour listeners. Thanks for being here. We love that you're coming to view our podcast. Unfortunately, a tragedy occurred in our province of British Columbia in the time since we recorded the podcast you're about to listen to and now, and we feel that we need to address it.
We really want to take a moment to acknowledge two tragedies. One was in First Nations community in Quebec, and one here at Tumblr Ridge in British Columbia. And one was a mass shooting, and one was a murder-suicide, and the mass shooting was at a school. The murder-suicide was with a father and two children. So there were children that died through this. There are people in hospital. It's just a tragic time for our community, and I think we just wanted to recognize the pain that they're going through and the grief that they're going through, and to make space for them. And we hope all of you will too. And I think, Roxanne, talk about our podcast. A podcast is about Valentine's Day and love, and I think it's
joy and finding happiness and all that. And it's really hard to have that out in the world when this is sort of our background right now.
Yeah, and going forward and putting this podcast episode out today was a conversation that we had, because we weren't sure, is the timing, is this okay? And we talked about it. And like Roxanne has taught me, two things can be true. We can be grieving and holding space, and we can also take a break and step into something joyful or a different topic, or in this case about Valentine's Day, on my part, snarky. It's okay to do that. But what we do want to ask you is, please hold space for all of the people affected, and please take a moment and send up a prayer to whoever, the universe, your God, the trees, the sun, whoever, and just ask for peace and support for these people while they go through all of it. And I think too, Roxanne, we're going to put some in the show notes. There will be notes of where you might donate if you're able. There is no pressure to do it. Even just sharing that you're thinking of them gets to them in many ways.
And I think we'd also like to encourage you, if you're looking into finding out more about these events, look to credible sources. Don't look to social media necessarily, or
unverified, unvalidated. Look for the facts. CBC has done a very good job, right? If you're in Canada, don't listen to the speculation or the rumblings. Listen to the news conferences that the RCMP or that the mayor of Tumblr Ridge may have, or the chief of the First Nations may have. But make sure credible sources. Don't engage in the gossip. And if people start talking about things that are coming into this that have nothing to do with the grief these communities, walk away from them. Don't fight with them, and you just give them oxygen. But really, our hearts are with the people in all the communities and throughout Canada, because lots of people, I'm on threads, and I can't believe from around the world, people are coming and saying, "Hey, Canada, we're sorry." I mean, I just can't tell you how incredible the outpouring of support and love has been there.
It's wonderful.
And it really is. And I think people are feeling that all over the world. Somebody on Threads actually was saying that at this point they're in Europe somewhere, and anytime someone found out they were Canadian, they said, "Can I hug you? I'm so sorry."
Oh,
right. And she said it was anybody who found it. Wow. Right. Baristas, people they chat to in a line, like that kind of thing. And so now that they're, and if you can donate, please do, but don't feel guilty if you can't donate. Just sending them love and care and holding space for them is great. Mm. And now, having said that, you might want to, take a little pause on the video and go get your beverage, or, get a glass of water, or do something before coming back, because it's a little bit of a disconnect in how serious and heartfelt this is, and the, or somewhat tilted perspective, perhaps, of Valentine's Day and love. So thank you for listening to us about this. Scruffy, I can see Scruffy, he's getting ready to tuck himself in for the podcast. So thank you for listening and for doing everything you can to support these people. Hi,
Welcome to Happy Hour with
Ruth and
Roxy.
so
Yay.
it's the night before Valentine's Day as we're taping.
It
Right? Is that
is.
right?
It
Well,
is.
it kind of isn't, but this is when it'll be out. So
It is.
we have to
Yes.
be transparent with our people.
Podcasting is all about time traveling.
That's true.
We are living in the future right now, and our future selves are saying hi to the present friends who are watching us.
Exactly. And
Yep.
yay Valentine's Day. I mean, we
Yay,
did dress up
Valentine's
for
Day.
it. You have a heart and you have pink and I have
Yep.
a heart and I
Yep.
have hearts here. I just can't see them.
Yeah.
And I really do have a heart in here too somewhere. I'm just saying, it doesn't always seem like that. But I
A
think
heart of
it's
stone.
a heart. I do have a heart of stone sometimes. And then the other times it's quite bleeding. And then
Yeah.
other times it's ice.
Oh yeah. Oh,
And another time it's like puppy mushy.
I have a sliver of ice in mine, which is essential for my
Yeah,
life.
bigger than a sliver. I've seen it.
Yes, you have. Yes, you have. It's nasty. What are you drinking today, Ruthie?
I'm drinking our regular Stoneboat bubbles, which they still don't have any on the website. So I'm going to email them and ask what the heck, unless maybe they sell out now, because good for them.
Yeah.
And there won't be any till spring from last year. But I don't think last year was a good year for them. I'll have to check.
Yeah.
But yes, but anyway, Stoneboat, you guys, it's good. And I've already put Plan B in place because me and crisis and issues management. They have another one that's only a few dollars more. That's quite good. Actually, you brought it out. It wasn't you brought a couple out at the holiday season.
Okay.
Ross.
Yeah.
And,
I brought the piano out.
Yeah. Well, there's a piano and then there's a grand piano or something, right?
Yes, that's right. Yes.
Yeah. But the piano one, I think it's only a few dollars more and it's really good. I like this one better, but
Yeah,
in a
I do
pinch.
too. I brought it out to our grandbaby's first birthday, and our son-in-law, who's a chef, thanked me and said it was delicious.
Oh, good. Oh, nice.
So he likes it.
Yeah, they do a good job.
I am drinking, as you see, this lovely, well, it's actually rosé. It doesn't really look it in this light.
No, it doesn't look it in that light. Interesting. Oh, you did rosé for Valentine's Day.
I did, and it's Octobubble. Wait.
Oh, okay.
Look at that label. Like I just love their
what
really not
winery?
Oh, there we go.
Yeah. So what winery is it?
That is from Crown and Thieves. The Hatch.
Crown and Thieves. Nice.
Yeah.
We'll put the links up like usual.
Yeah, we will. This is 2024 Octobubble from the Hatch, and it's got an octopus on the front.
Oh, it's from the Hatch, right? I love the Hatch.
Yeah.
They had cool names.
I do too. Oh, we had such a good time there, and they have. I really like their wines. So I went downstairs, which you call under the house, into the crawl space to move up the remaining bottles that I had down there. So I've only got 2 bottles of Stoneboat Bubbles left.
Ooh.
Well, I've got a couple in the fridge, so probably 4 now. But so I'm going to be running out soon too.
Oh, but well, I looked it up and it says and I think the liquor store near you, Cottonwood, I'm pretty sure it said they had them, whether they do or not. But when I come in, we could maybe go look.
Yeah, we'll have to do that.
Yeah.
But I would order. I'll check. Crown and Thieves too, because I think everything that we bought when we were there.
Yeah.
And
Crown and Thieves is good.
And I got one order through Okanagan Wine Club after that, and I've liked all their wines.
Yeah. No, I really like them.
Yeah. And this one is delicious.
Paul walking by, letting the dog out.
Hi, Paul.
In our podcast.
Oops.
Oops. Yeah. So speaking of that, Roxanne, let's talk about Valentine's Day.
Let's talk about Valentine's Day. Happy Valentine's Day, Ruth.
Happy Valentine's Day. Now tell me, do you think Valentine's Day is romantic? Or is it capitalism in a lingerie?
Ooh, yeah. So
my opinion?
So I think I know your opinion. And I mean, I don't know. Like, you get to be this age and
21.
Romance is different at this age, I think. After we've been married 37 years, I think. And I'm not looking for, like, okay, it's always lovely when someone brings you flowers. It's also lovely if they get rid of the flowers when they start to rot and fall apart on the table. Because now I see flowers and I'm like, oh, flowers, I love them. And in 3 days, I'm going to have to figure out what to do with them, you know? So, but it's still a lovely gesture. Absolutely lovely. Chocolate, I'm like,
You don't even care about chocolate.
I don't even care about chocolate. So, romantic movies, mostly I sit there and go, oh, come on. Nobody would do that. Oh, stop it. Don't be stupid. Look it, just talk to each other. So I have trouble with that. And the end. How do you feel about Valentine's Day?
Well, I can see for some, because there are some that have fully embraced that sort of, I mean, Harlequin's the old school. What's the other one? Hallmark? The
Hallmark, yes.
Right? Romance story, that kind of thing. And I can see how that, there's some really beautiful movies out there that have big romance. They're not necessarily, as you could tell, the ones that are memorable because boy meets girl and boy don't like each other. Something happens to really irritate the girl. They break up, it's like one of those unfortunate things. But I also think, I think a true gesture of something. Also, I'm not quite sure that Valentine's Day was supposed to be about romance. Wasn't it the St. Valentine? Wasn't it a bad thing?
Yeah.
Right? We'll have to look it up and do a little blog post on it or something.
Yeah.
But it's so clearly it's been commercialized.
Yep.
Okay. Yep. But, we're in late stage capitalism and it hasn't shown us, it hasn't really done much for anybody who's not in the top 1%. So I question that, but I also think it's really sweet if someone is genuine about it, right?
Absolutely. I have such mixed feelings about it. And it's partly because it seems to me that the responsibility is laid at the doorstep of men.
Yeah, typically, right? Well, it goes back to the patriarchy.
Totally. So you have a responsibility to bring her flowers, to sing her a song, to take her out for dinner, all that stuff, while she sits back and accepts it. And I feel like that's not really fair. I think that there should be,
thoughtfulness.
There's the whole steak and blowjob day, is it more than that?
You would say that. I'm a little cold. I'm not just putting on my cape to back you off, Roxanne. No, don't go there. But yes, okay. So there's but that's
It's so what's the mutuality there? Where's the why is it mostly his responsibility? You're going back to wooing, courting, which is
patriarchy.
It's lovely to be pursued, but it's lovelier to have a relationship that's mutual and equal. And
there's not a predator and prey.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
It's really but the other side of it is it can be so performative.
Yeah.
Right. I can remember there were times when I worked in an office and the flowers would start coming, of course, and it's usually for a really, really good human who happens to be freaking stunning, right? Male or female. And it's all these flowers are coming. And meanwhile, it's if I was going to get anything, it was probably a text saying, hey, I walked your dog. Right. For you. Yeah. You know what I mean? And it wasn't, and not because, but also because I've always been vocal about, Valentine's Day and New Year's Eve and all of that is people try way too hard.
Yeah. Mother's Day and Father's Day. Yes.
Yeah.
It totally,
all those things,
made,
right?
Hallmark created these things.
Yeah.
So, well, they had help, but to sell cards.
Yeah.
To sell
that's just it. And to sell, it's become its own little economy. And I get it. And I think it's nice, but I'd rather have somebody be out and see a roadside flower stand and get me flowers because they have lilacs.
Yes, exactly. Right? In lilac season, which is not February.
But that's just it. And also not mandated by today's the day, man. Right? Or to have somebody say, oh, I know you've had a hard week. I'm just going to pick up dinner on the way. Right? Or it's, as a younger person, maybe it's oh, you know what? Why don't you have a day and I'll take care of the dog and this and then this, all, just the stuff that meant something. But I also see the myth versus the reality because we all I still love Sleepless in Seattle and You've Got Mail and all of those, Frankie and Johnny, I think it was all of these movies with that romance touch in it. But I also know they're not real.
Yeah. Or maybe it's not that they're not real. It's that reality is very fleeting. Right.
And I think this is okay. And this is coming from somebody who's written, I don't know, 25 romance novels and also I don't think I can write them anymore. For lots of reasons, but I'm actually more interested in what happens after that.
Yeah.
So like, yeah, absolutely. That we all remember what it feels like to be absolutely obsessive about someone else and be smitten. Yeah. That's all you can think about. And that's an amazing thing. And when it's reciprocated or there's a bit of a struggle and then, you come to terms and you find out that the one that you're obsessed with is also obsessed with you. That's an amazing feeling. But then there's this whole, that's like act one.
Yeah.
And then there's this whole other chunk of your life, hopefully, whatever it is. Maybe it lasts for a season, maybe it lasts the rest of your life, maybe it has a lifespan. Yeah. But that's, to me, the part where it's more interesting, and that's where the work happens, and that's where you can really show love.
Yeah.
So, and again, married for a long time. Yeah. Tonight, my husband Ray is making supper. He's going to throw baked potatoes and bacon, and he's going to throw a salad together, and that's what we're going to have. And he's doing it. And we, talked about it beforehand because he's not a foodie. He's like, I don't know, like I'll eat.
We're having dinner with you tonight, right?
I know.
Okay,
yes,
just double checking. We're not having dinner together, which is why she's not telling me what we're having for dinner. But yes, anyway.
Yes, we're eating at the same time over Zoom.
On Zoom. Yes, Zoom. We are. But I think what you said there, it's when the work comes in, and when it's tough, it's when, for me, it's true love. But there's also, kind of the other side of it, that if it makes people happy, I'm also like, I'm cynical about it, but I'm also like, if that makes you happy, I'm happy for you. Like, it was never for me, right? And but the other side is, I also think if somebody delights in it, and if they want to get drugstore chocolates for somebody, and that's what they like it kind of goes back to that grade, like when you were 12 or 13, kind of like, that's really cute, right?
Yes.
And I really like the life lessons. Like, I can remember, we couldn't just give cards to people. If we were giving one card, we had to give everybody in our class a card.
Oh, absolutely.
Right?
Yes.
Like, and I think that taught really important things, as much as I believe kids should learn about competition, because that's how they learn resilience. And they're like, you shouldn't shield them from everything. That was a really good, don't leave people out, right?
Yeah.
Message. Yeah. But like in that little thing, when, somebody at school, or you're in high school and somebody's smart enough, the student council sells roses and you get one, right? Like, there's something to that. But then what about the people that didn't get one?
Well, that's it, right? Or what about the people who are having a kind of romance that isn't typical, right?
Right.
It's not boy meets girl. Maybe it's boy meets boy. Maybe it's girl meets girl. Maybe it's a friendship that is so important, and then maybe as they grow, it turns into something romantic.
Yeah. No, and or what if you've just lost somebody?
Yeah.
Or lost somebody, passed away, or you've divorced. Like, that's a whole other different part of grief, right? Or it's all of these things that come. Like, it's still like Mother's Day is still, and Father's Day to a point, but people tend to make less of an overt fuss of really Father's Day.
Yeah.
But it's like, anytime Mother's Day is coming up, I remember I don't have a mom.
Yeah.
So I can just imagine, and so it is like. But I also think that there's a bigger thing, the grand gestures, which again, Hollywood certainly, and romance writers have certainly given us ideas about that. And there's some really cool things, right? But the other side of that is like, what about just daily kindness? Like, what, like I can remember guys saying to me, like guy friends, that were always like, I'm just always the nice guy in this. And it was always like, give it another couple of years, I promise you.
Yeah.
Right? They're going to be coming back.
Yeah.
Right. Like, but the daily kindness of it to me is like, I think it's great to celebrate love. I don't think it should cost you $500. I guess is probably where I come in. Because, I mean, first of all, you don't usually get what you want anyway. Right. Yeah. Like, the thing is, if somebody gave me $500, I'd probably spend it differently than if they said, I've spent this on you.
Right.
Right. And then the other side of that is like, why is it? It's the materialistic part of it, I guess. Is
Yeah. You don't have to spend money to show me your love. And I guess for me, I think the the bigger problem is that to focus entirely on that feeling of, that initial fireworks going off in your heart and all that stuff, as thrilling and as exciting as it is, if that's what you're focused on, then when the reality sets in, you're going to be disappointed, because that's not day-to-day reality. You know what? Farting in the kitchen, like, it's just, it's like...
Is this perhaps something you've recently experienced, Rick?
That's actually a line from ER, with somebody say, I don't want to get married because, 1 minute you're doing this and the next minute you're farting in the kitchen.
Nope. And that's just it. And I think sometimes it can set up the expectations of that's what a relationship is. And it's not like there is so much more to it, good and challenging, than the easy,
Yeah.
But I think Valentine's Day might mean things for people that I would never imagine. So it'd be interesting to hear from people what sort of it means to them, and how if they celebrate it, how they celebrate it. Right?
Yeah.
But it is. But there's also like that pressure to perform, and then truly, what if you're single for whatever reason? Right? Like we used to have like Valentine's parties for people who felt like it, or sometimes we'd just order pizza and a couple of friends would come over and we'd watch a movie, because it was like we're just going to hide out in here until all the crazy stops.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. It can be that is the problem with a celebration of a very specific kind, is there will be some people who are triggered by it or absolutely left out by it.
Yeah, and that's the challenge, to find your way. And I like there's Galentine's things that people
love that. I love
right?
that.
Like I think it's
Valentine's, like it's just your girlfriends or your buddies or whatever. I love that. I actually have a book recommendation. Shocking, I know.
Oh, let's hear it.
And I just finished, I've read these many times and I've listened, I have them all on audio and I listen to them over again. And it's a 5-book series called the Blue Heron series by Kristen Higgins, who's one of my favorite authors. And she writes romance. She writes classic romance, and now she's moved on into more women's fiction. And I love her early stuff and I love her later stuff. She tackles big issues now. She tackles more issues stuff. But the Blue Heron series it's very romantic, but it's very real romance. And one of the books in there deals with a relationship that it's a guy who got married early to a woman who he'd met under very romantic circumstances, and they didn't know each other very well, but they felt like, like it was all the fireworks happened. And then it turned out that she was like crazy and expected that all the time, and had no idea what his life as a farmer. The Blue Heron is a vineyard, so that also ties in with our little happy hour.
There you go, happy hour.
But he's a winemaker, which means he's a farmer, right? And so life is not that
it's hard.
Easy.
That's hard work.
It's not romantic. It's hard.
Yeah.
So she didn't know that, and she it was a badly, they based a marriage on something they shouldn't have.
On lust.
Yeah, it was lust, and it was romance in the excited, sparkly part of it.
To me, that's
right?
part of that whole, like, lust isn't just sexual. It's like this life of big and magical,
exactly.
and that's just it. But I mean, we all remember that moment when you've just moved in or just got married or whatever it was, and you move in, and all of a sudden it's like, why are there socks on the floor?
Mm-hmm.
Right? Mm-hmm. It's like, oh, I have a dog.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to let my dog in. I think you would get tired, and I'm not 100% sure, but if you had that life of everything, right, where they always bring you, where it's always, waking up and they throw open the curtains and say what an amazing day and how beautiful you look, and after a while, you'd get bored of that, wouldn't you?
Yeah. Or you'd feel tremendous pressure, like in this scenario I'm talking about in this one book. It's about him, and he has a relation. He falls in love with someone else, But his backstory is this first disastrous marriage. And he talks about, how every time they had sex, it was this like 3-day preparation thing. And he'd walk in and there's rose petals strewn on the bed. And she's got like a bustier and, something. And he says, sometimes I just want to like have a quick session and then go to sleep. Like it doesn't need to be all of this big dramatic stuff all the time, and the other thing that I'm jumping around a little bit here, but the other thing I like about this series is it deals very strongly with the friendships among the women in the books. Right. There's brother-sister relationships that are really, really strong. And there's friend relationships that are really, really powerful in there. So it's a romance series, but it highlights relationships in a way that I just love to see. Very real, but also it shows the struggle and then it shows the reward at the end of it, right? Whereas I feel like sometimes like the Hallmark movies, the Valentine's Day stuff seems to be a bit more just about those fireworks and then yay, we're in love. And everything and the end, whereas that's just the beginning. That's just the beginning.
And I think that's interesting because I think if you go into it like exactly like that, like, and you figure there's going to be all this stuff, but I mean, love is not just romantic or sexual love, and you can have. I've had lots of non-sexual crushes on women or other guys, right? It doesn't mean you want to sleep with them. It's just they really like them.
Yes.
Right.
Yes. And it's a fascination almost. A fascination. And that's how I think of it.
And like you're a little bit smitten by who they are, but it's not like it's a romantic thing, right? Like you don't want to see them naked.
No.
But there's a show, Sweet Magnolias.
I don't really want to see anyone naked, especially me.
But Sweet Magnolias, I think it was called, and it was kind of that, Nick. I came across it early on in the holiday season, and I clicked it on because it's somewhere in southern U.S. and it's Christmas and it's a small town and blah 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 blah. But it was the dynamic of the female relationships in there, and they all started new or different relationships. And they showed you some of the real, of course, they all looked beautiful while they did it. And everybody was, handsome and pretty and all the things. But the flip side to that was that they showed you that you have to work the garden for it actually to blossom as whatever relationship, right? And to me, it was really, because they all did look beautiful and there was beautiful, perfect little town and all the things, except it wasn't, right? And so they showed you that.
Ooh.
Right. And it was a romance.
Okay.
Right. I think I'm pretty sure it was. I'll find the link for it, but I'm trying to think that it might have been a Hallmark, like a mini series or something. Okay. Right. I'll send the link, but it was, and I think it's Amy Adams that was in it.
I love her. Yeah.
Yeah. So okay. If it's not, it's the actress that looks exactly like her, because there's one that looks just like her. It's not quite as famous. Yeah. But I think that's what you said. Like, it's also taking care of somebody when they're sick or reaching out when they're having a hard time. And that doesn't just fall into romantic love, right? Because at some point, the romance, I mean, it's always going to be there, but it's not like it was the first 6 months you were together, right? At some point, it's like, oh, they don't sound good. I'm going to make them a tea with lemon. Right?
Yes.
And that could be for anybody.
Yeah. Yeah. Now, here's the thing I'm curious about. I remember as a teenager, late teenager, when you're starting to date, how it almost seemed like women hung out together, girls, I suppose we were at that age. You hung out with your girlfriends until you had a boyfriend. And then you hung out with your boyfriend. And then when you broke up with your boyfriend, you're back with your girlfriends. And the girlfriends are almost like a consolation prize. A fill-in. Yeah. And I remember that being very normal. That was a normal thing.
Yeah.
It was like, well, first of all, in my world, you dated to find your husband. Right. You didn't date to have fun or get to know guys or develop experience with the other sex at all. You just, that's not what was done. It was, you date with the expectation of getting married unless something goes wrong. That was the default. And And so of course it's really important then to commit yourself to that person, and
Right.
to the detriment of your other relationships.
Yeah.
And that didn't work for me, thank God, when I think about those relationships now. But now I think, but who are you without your friendships?
Right.
Like you have, I mean, if you're fortunate enough to find someone to share your life with, which I am, and I love him dearly, and I know he loves me, but that's not enough. That's not
Yeah.
all you need. You need,
No.
you know, like, you are the kind of friend I've been looking for my whole life, you know, and
Aw, see, just before
oh,
Valentine's
see,
Day.
there we go. See, heart, heart, heart. But those relationships give you something different. And he would say the same thing. He's got lots of buddy friends that he's more extroverted than I am. So he's always had more friends than I have. And I think he's been kind of looking for me to have something. So the pressure's not always on him.
Right.
Right? Because that's
It's impossible to get everything from one person.
It is. It absolutely is. Yeah.
And it doesn't mean anything. It's like, as long as you have enough love and care for all the people in your life. Like I can remember thinking when people are like, oh, so and so has Paul has female friends, right? And it's like, okay, I got guy friends. Like, and it was like, well, aren't you like, why would they just go out for coffee alone? And it's like, because they will talk about things that if I was there, they wouldn't like, it wouldn't be of interest. So it's like, it's okay for that. Like, and some people, like, I have my friend Jill in England, and I have Michelle, and I have all these people, and I have you. And it's like, and there's Briley, and all these people bring something magical, right?
Yes.
And everybody's got their magic.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right? Like, it's just, it always surprised me. And it always surprised me when, because I always had guy friends growing up. And it always surprised me when other people, not my parents were always really good, but other people were like, why? And it was like, what? Like, I didn't understand why they thought it was weird. Right?
I had two really important friends when I was in Bible school. Yes, Bible school. Both
We have led different lives.
both guys, and I loved them dearly, and neither of them were romantic relationships.
Yeah.
If there was romantic interest on either, my husband Ray, because both of them came to our wedding.
Yeah.
And they were both like they hugged me, you know, they were really, it was really, really cool.
Yeah.
My husband didn't like that because he at the time didn't recognize that you can have friends that are not
right.
He's 100% convinced that they both wanted, you know, to get in my pants. Right. And I am not convinced of that.
Yeah.
I believe that was a true friendship. Because we talked about stuff, like we talked about a ton of stuff, and I miss them, but life changes and goes on and whatever. But
that's just it, right? Like one of my oldest and most important friends is my friend Matthew, right? Right.
I hope I can meet him at one point.
I'm sure you will, because I'm not going where he is, right? Because he's in the States.
No.
I'm sure you will, but like, it's always been, and for me, because I mean, I met Moppy, you know, when I was reasonably young, but it was always like, going into relationships, it was like, here's one of my best friends, and if you can't handle that, then don't even bother, right? Because it was just like, I'd never understood how. Because honestly, if you're going to do something, you would have done it. You know what I mean?
Exactly. Yeah.
It's just one of those. But it is interesting, and it does, like, I think Valentine's Day brings up a lot of things. I'm trying to keep us on time and not doing hour-long half episodes, because then you have to edit them and people have to watch them. But I think Valentine's Day is a lot of things to a lot of people, and some of it's really good, and some of it's like, and for some of us, it's just like, come on, really? And I don't know if I would have felt this way when I was 18.
Right.
You know what I mean? Yeah. Or 21. Mid 21, I probably would have. But you know, like, I don't know, and I don't know whether it's experience, or it makes you become a little cynical, or you're out of that. Everything is, you know, everything. There's starlight and star, and there's brightness, and there's you know, fireworks, and there's all of that. It's like, because at some point somebody's got to clean up after it. Right? Yeah. And there's always something to clean up, because that's the human experience.
Yeah. And there's okay, so our therapist said something to me once about how relationships start out passionate,
Oh, that's a good
and
word.
as they grow, they become compassionate.
Oh, that's
They
pretty good.
change, they turn into
Yeah,
compassion becomes more of
yeah,
the driver than
right,
passion. And you get
right.
old enough and it's like, the sex drive wanes in humans as you
Yeah,
age naturally. And the compassion then has a chance to grow. And I'm
right.
seeing this in my parents right now, my
Yeah,
elderly parents, how
yeah,
they're looking after each other and
yeah,
how they depend on each other. And it's a beautiful thing. It's
yeah.
a beautiful thing. So I guess maybe what I see is Valentine celebrates that the passion stage. And I value, probably because of my age, the compassionate stage.
Right. Oh,
You
that's
know?
a see. Why do you sound so much more diplomatic and
Because
smarter
I'm
than
so
me today?
smart, Ruth.
So
S-marty,
smart.
I'm smart.
Smart, so smart. Oh, well, before we go, because we're going to go soon, because we're keeping them tight, I do have to tell you, and it kind of has nothing to do with Valentine's Day, but I'm on Threads. Everybody should be on Threads because
Hmm.
they're the
Hmm.
nicest people in the world. But I'm on Threads, and I don't know. I said something, probably about the conservative MP backbencher who went to meet with Trump in the U.S., right? Because I was pissed off because he's not a part of the governing government, right? He's not a part of the majority party or the like the government. And he went and met with them, which he shouldn't because he's talking policy and he has no nothing. Anyway, I probably went off on a rant about that, right? Because it's like, what the hell? And and of course there are I guess, nasty people on Threads. And some of them came after me, except I'm not quite sure because Threads is such a nice, supportive place. Like it's
Hmm.
this crazy, beautiful place where everybody calls themselves left-wing liberal scum. And or is it? Yeah, it's like something really. It's like that, but it's really funny because that's what I think Trump called us, right?
Ah, okay.
And so it's like that, but like the meanest comment I got from I'm now assuming MAGA bots, right?
Okay.
Is like, yeah, I could tell you're stupid because of your haircut. And I was like, and then so of course I went to look because I went to go block that profile because that's what you do. But I
Yeah.
looked, and this guy's got a mullet,
Oh God.
right? And it's
Oh
like, okay,
no.
like, and if you're gonna hurt my feelings,
Oh.
that's probably not the way to do it. And then the others are like, honestly, the other ones that are like, because sometimes if when I used to be on Twitter they were mean,
Oh yeah,
right?
Twitter was
And
a
oh, it
nasty
was
place.
got vicious.
Yeah.
And then but these ones are like, yeah, you Canadians don't know anything about the world. Just I bet you don't even have a passport. Like that's the attack.
Oh
And it's like,
wow.
okay,
Oh,
bye
that's
bye. Like, and
awesome.
you just block them. You don't even engage. But
Oh
afterwards, I
no.
was like, there were so many jokes there.
Oh yeah.
Like,
Oh yeah.
but yes. But so let's go to permission slips because
Ooh. Permission slips.
I think the last one we talked about, you were gonna pack up your puzzle, maybe. Is that right?
Yes. Yes.
And did you just pack it up and not feel guilty?
I left it under the bed. I forgot to unpack to pack it up. And I didn't
Okay.
start the new one. And that's what I really want to do is I really want to start the new one. But I feel like right now in this stage of moving, just putting this one away will be a biggie.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I get that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I get that. I'm trying to remember what mine was, but I think it was something really
No,
random.
I think you skipped that week. You
That
very
was last week.
cleverly
No, that was
managed
last week, but
to
I might have. Oh, I did
okay.
too. Okay. Okay, that's.
Maybe I don't know. I
But
just yeah.
anyway, whatever
And
it
then
was, if I said it, I did it.
I had my permission slip
Or I
for
didn't do
the
it.
last one was to post a picture of Neo
Oh, you
just
did.
for the fun of it, and I did.
Oh, and that's why, because you were editing yesterday, and so you slid
Yep,
in just under the
I did. I
freaking.
slid in just
Yeah.
under the wire
Dang,
as
I
I
can't
do.
remember what mine
Yeah,
was.
and
Nope,
that
that
was
was
him.
good.
That was him before I
Oh yeah,
decided.
you cut his hair.
Do I want to scissor a top knot or do I want to band his hair and like let it grow? And
Yeah,
I'm like, no, I need to scissor that. So
yeah.
he had a mop top.
There you go. He did. He's a cute boy. He's
He's a
very
cute
cute.
boy. Yeah.
Okay, so my permission slip, because Paul is actually leaving on Valentine's Day to go to a Metallica concert in
Oh
Victoria
yes,
with a friend,
yes.
is to wait,
How you
wait.
guys are together is kind of
It is. I was saying that the other day. We don't watch the same TV shows, really.
Nope.
I don't care about the Olympics, and he's getting
yeah.
up at 2 a.m. to watch some game tomorrow. But it's like, it will be bye-bye, and then I'll walk down to our little grocery store that has really good Chinese food and get that, and then I'm going to come home and read a book, and that's going to be, that's my permission slip, is I'm going to absolutely enjoy a Valentine's Day with me and my boys, who I am smitten with, my dogs.
Yeah. Yeah.
So that's a good one. So what are you grateful for this week?
What am I grateful for? I am grateful for how you are setting up our podcasts, our runs of show and all that stuff. Like, you're keeping us really organized and you're keeping us on track. And I love that. I'm happy to edit the stuff when it comes down. But when you keep us on track, everything's better.
See?
And
everything's
I love that.
better.
So thank you.
Although I do think we're a little over time now, but I appreciate that. Grateful. Thank you. I am grateful that we got to walk in the woods in the forest every day this week. And yesterday we saw our owl, Horatio, our owl. First of all, he flew through the forest like he was in Game of Thrones. And then all of a sudden we looked up and there he was staring down right at us. So that's pretty grateful.
That's cool. That's cool.
No, I will get a photo of him.
That's a good name for an owl too, Horatio.
Yep.
I love it.
Yep. Okay, so this is it. So look at, although, I think I had a little note here that it's like our closing reflection. See, I'm even writing down things.
Ooh.
Writing things down. Writing things down. Love isn't proven in one day. It's built in 1,000 small actions. See? And look at that. See, we can be romantic.
Absolutely.
If we were together, I would even hug you, Roxanne.
You would hug me? Ooh. No. Okay, you guys have no idea how important that is. She doesn't hug. Not a hugger. I'm a hugger. I'll hug.
Yeah, I don't mind it. It's okay. But it's not.
I'm learning from my Indo-Canadian family to do the one arm hug, the side hug. And the side hugs, you know what? It's a good compromise.
It is. And it's very funny because your husband, Ray, that's what he does. I'm coming in for a side hug. But yes. We've learned. Anyway, what do we want more of, Roxanne?
We want more happy hours. What do we want less of, Ruth?
Oh, less Donald Trump, but also less bullshit, which is kind of the
same
thing. Same. Yep. Okay, so same. That's a good one. We're going to be back. We will be back next week. And next week's is going to be on what, Roxanne? What are we talking about next?
We're going to talk about woo-woo.
Magic.
It's going to be fun.
It will be fun. Yeah, we're going to talk about the magic out there. Tarot, runes, ghosts, which I think I have. Just saying, we'll talk about that next episode.
Oh, that's cool. Yeah, magical stuff. Sorcery.
Okay, you guys take care. Thank you for showing up. And I feel like we're a little down on Valentine's Day, so please go have fun. Show somebody some love. Show yourself some love. Right, and come back and tell us. And also come and tell us if we're full of shit and you think Valentine's Day is lively and beautiful.
Totally.
Because, opinions matter. We want to hear from other thoughts.
Yeah, absolutely. Yep. Celebrate the important people in your life and the love that you have. As Ruth.
Oh my God, are you going to start preaching?
No.
Let's celebrate the love.
Stop it. Stop it. That's it. We're done. We're out. Bye-bye. Okay. Bye-bye.
Guys. All right. Bye.
Okay, where's my I just dropped my mouse on the floor.